everyone. My name is Juliette Green and this is my presentation on Caritas. Introduction. According to Gene Watson's theory of human caring science 2008, there are 10 Caritas processes, including practicing loving kindness and equanimity within context of caring consciousness, um, being authentically present, and enabling and sustaining the deep belief system in subjective life, world of self, and one being cared for, cultivating one's own spiritual practices, developing and sustaining a helping, trusting, authentic, caring relationship, being present to and supportive of the expression of positive and negative feelings, creatively using self and all ways of knowing as part of the caring process, engaging in artistry of caring healing to practices, engaging in genuine teaching, learning experience that attends to wholeness and meaning, attempting to stay within others' frame of reference, creating healing environment at all levels, whereby wholeness, beauty, comfort, dignity, and peace are potentiated, assisting with basic needs with an intentional caring consciousness, administering human care essentials, which potentiate alignment of mind, body, spirit, wholeness in all aspects of care. And 10, opening and attending to mysterious dimensions of one's life death, soul care for self, and the one being cared for. Next slides. Caritas process. Although all 10 of the Caritas processes are important, perhaps the one that is most appealing is the first. To me, is the most appealing. Practicing loving kindness and equanimity within context of caring consciousness. Originally, the curative factor that emphasized formation of humanistic, altruistic system of values. This Caritas process believes that a nurse's respect for the patient allows the nurse to be more available to the patient. Appropriateness. I choose this Caritas process because of the kind of patients I care for working in hospice environments. I recognize their vulnerability and bravery as these patients face death. I show kindness by honoring and respecting their wishes at the end of their lives. This Caritas process truly characterize my standard of practice. Foundational information. According to Adler, and all individuals tend to develop social interests as they outgrow egoism and strive for superiority over oneself. The most basic and foundational Caritas process, the loving kindness and equanimity within the context of caring consciousness, is the first stepping stone built to extend upon Adler's 1927 theory. This work proposes a value explicit moral foundation and takes a specific position with respect to the centrality of human caring and is congruent with recent reports on healthcare and health professional educational reform, which call for centrality of caring healing relationship. Clinical example. The first clinical example of the first Caritas process is establishing the caring moment. According to Kaiser Permanente 2014, it's not so much what you say, but how you listen in your presence because people don't remember the words that came out of your mouth, but remember your caring moment. When a patient and a nurse are able to connect as human beings, such as by practicing loving kindness and equanimity within context of caring consciousness, the caring moment occurs. Clinical example 2. The demonstration of the first Caritas process with a 40-year-old patient who was diagnosed with pancreatic cancer with an unexpected rapid decline. Watson 2008 recommends being authentically present. Watson also suggests reverentially and respectfully assisting with basic needs, the importance of practicing with kindness, authenticity, and selflessness was really evident to me in this case because unfortunately the patient died within 24 hours. In regard to being authentically present in this case, I stayed with the family for 2 hours, assessing their coping skills and caregiving needs, as well as making sure the patient was symptom free before I left. And in regard to reverentially and respectfully assisting with basic needs, I informed the interdisciplinary team to contact the family, increase their presence, and I also ordered additional medications and supply. Slide. Example 3. Another example where the first Caritas process was exercised in my clinical experience was when a 60-year-old female retired Marine officer was diagnosed with breast cancer. The cancer spread to her spines that she became dependent on others for her personal care. And one time I saw her crying. She denied being in pain, but stated that this is quote, this is undignified, unquote. In this case, I realized she was a strong woman. She was looked up by younger Marines, but at that moment, she couldn't perform basic functions without an assistance from another person. I stayed and listened to her concern, and she said that my presence was more than enough and it helped her accept her conditions and handle difficult situation and realize that there are people out there who genuinely want to help others. Practicing the first Caritas process. This model is created by Chris Gassman 2013. According to him, the model represents a process in which caring nurses and older adult patients co-create an environment congruent when individuals value. Mutuality is promoted and dignity flourishes. The first Caritas is aligned with the dignity enhancing care model to promote equanimity and mutuality between the nurse and the patients, particularly those who have been diagnosed with terminal illness. The environment that is congruent with the patient's values is co-created by the nurse and the patient. Overall understanding of caring science. In my own experience, which is hospice care, patients have already accepted their conditions and are no longer seeking traditional treatment. Rather, they want to enjoy the rest of their time they have left. Without caring, nurses can rob patients of that quality time, in my opinion. I do not believe that nurses should neglect what they know and that protocols associated with delivering quality care. However, I do believe that caring should never be sacrificed for those more official traits in the process of curing. A good nursing philosophy consists of a harmony between caring and curing, which is the foundation of caring science. Conclusion. Courageous processes include a loving kindness practice, authentic presence, a spiritual practice cultivation, relationship development and sustainment, expression presence and support, caring process creativity, meaningful in teaching learning experiences, healing environment creation, human care essentials execution, and miracle allowance. Gene Watson's caring science theory helps us understand the moral, ethical, and philosophical foundation of love and values that contributes towards more effective nursing practice. References, and these are my references. Thank you for listening to my presentation.